I tend to be a closet academic, if you will. So I actually have a much bigger manuscript called Wash Kase Wash, which is the companion piece of this book, that has all of the theoretical and all the historical and all the theological information there. But as I was writing it and collecting these images, even when I went to the photocopy shop, somebody behind the counter would say, "Oh my God, is this a book? These are really great pictures. How can I learn more about this?" And so I said, let me pull out the images and make a separate book for those who are not interested in all of the tedious historical facts.
Yes.
But at the same time, we do need to know who we are and what we're about and why these places are important to us and why, if you're going to the Dominican Republic, no, don't just sit on the beach and get a suntan. Go to the Ingenio de Bocanigua, which was the place of the first revolt in the Americas, in 1521. Like 40 Senegambians revolted, and they burned down a sugar mill that was owned by Christopher Columbus's son, Diego. So we have important history in all the places that we go to anyway.
It's true.
If you're in Bahia, go visit Zumbi dos Palmares, his monument there. And so I thought, if I can make something that almost acts as a travelogue for people, they will learn their history, they will go visit these places, they will support the economies of these countries, and they will come back stronger people.
I have to say I'm impressed because it looks like a travel guide. This looks like a book that, when you don't think of it as a history book.
Right.
And I don't think your image was, you wanted to present it that way, which is
right.
Perfect. Clear, beautiful pictures. Like, this is something, I've been to Grand Central where they have all the different countries set up, and I've gotten books about this thickness on a certain country, say Japan, and it would have history and what to do there and all that good stuff. So looking at this is an excellent opportunity for everyone to be able to get this. Where can you actually pick up a copy? Are you self-published, or are you...
Yes. I knew no one would be ready to publish this book in time for me.
Right.
This book was part of an exhibition catalog, and it was written initially to commemorate the 210th anniversary of the Haitian Revolution, but also the 20th anniversary of the UNESCO Slave Routes Project, which is taking place now. And finally, the International Decade for People of African Descent started this year. 2015 through 2024 is the International Decade. So the DTPA Watch Group wanted to commemorate that and have something in hand. So if people are interested in the book, you can go to my website, which is the World Wide Web, www.conjuringmemory.com.
All right.
So it can be ordered there, and it'll be sent out to you. You can pay through PayPal.
All right. We'll take a quick break, and we'll come back and pick up more right here. You're watching Beyond Focus TV.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Miles, and I am Miss Caribbean United States 2013, and you're watching Beyond Focus TV.
Welcome back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. I'm Lydia Patel, continuing tonight's interview with Manbo Dowoti Desir, author, historian, priest, doing a lot of great things. And I think you did an excellent job combining everything together. Because when you finish reading this, you're going to have spiritual knowledge.
Yes.
You'll have historical knowledge.
Absolutely.
Kind of like Black Power, but not too much Black Power. But it's a lot of good things all blended into one,
yes.
and in 85 pages. So there's no excuse to not read this book.
Right.
And colored pictures.
Yes. I mean, part of what I was keeping in mind is who is going to read this, and how do we look at things today? People are on a screen all the time, and so they're used to seeing big images or a lot of
visuals
imagery,
are so important.
Yeah. So, and of course, as a photographer and a photojournalist, it is imperative that the images are compelling too. So I did design it that way so they would capture your attention right away. And while there's an essay that contextualizes everything, and of course there are captions that give you details, I also wrote the book in such a way that if you only have 7 minutes, you can read it in 7 minutes and understand what the experience was of enslaved Africans. There's a parallel text is written in
Do you
blue.
want to show us?
Yes. For instance, just happens to open up perfect place,
yes,
the
I
Battle of
see.
Vertières, and on this side, and then over here, an image of the citadel. And so there's a blue text that runs throughout the book. And it says something like, we Africans, men and women, stood together side by side. We loved each other and loved you. Well, even though you were not to be. And we stood as an army to emancipate ourselves as we took our guns, machetes, cannons, and called on the ancestors old and new. We fought, some fell. Yet we would always rise as one in solidarity to liberate ourselves and make a path for you. So it's not every single page, but you can go through the book, and in 7 minutes, you will have a sense of what it meant, what the book is about, and what it meant to be a captive African, to suffer and to be free.
Absolutely.
So-
That's truly amazing. Been on the site where you
Yeah.
have basically the grid with the book and different
Right.
things there. Why don't you give everyone that site?
Again, it's www.conjuringmemory.com. And so when you go to the site, don't be surprised because you hear my voice. And it's actually the text that I'm reading. And there's an interesting story around that. You know, when I was putting the images together, I did it just before I went to bed, and I said, there's a story here that's just emerging naturally. I went to sleep, I wake up, and I'm spilling words out of my mouth. And
Really?
I keep my phone by my side, as I'm sure a lot of people do, put on the record button, and just started repeating, spilling out whatever the sort of ancestral voice was, you know, in terms of telling me the story to go in the book. And so that's what the blue is.
Would you say you had like a spiritual moment?
It was absolutely a spiritual moment. Absolutely. The whole process has been. And that's why it's so important to me. And I hope that those who read it, that you capture a sense of that, and that it has resonance for you too. You know, I'm following the footsteps of my ancestors, following these ghosts, but I'm also dreaming their dreams. And I know part of their dream is to make sure that we know who they are, that we tell their story. And that's
They
what I'm
didn't just
doing.
die in vain, that there is for
Exactly.
years to come. Does that ever, for lack of a better term, freak you out when things like that happen that you can't really control and you don't know? You just kind of let yourself be led.
It doesn't anymore. I've been a priest for almost 20 years, a Manbo Asogwe for almost 20 years, and I have learned to just follow my instinct, follow that voice, that divine voice that is telling me simple things from do not leave the key over here, do not do X, Y, and Z, or on the other hand, go over here around the corner right now. And something I needed to see, something I needed to witness, something I needed to prevent would take place. And so I have, it took a long time because it
You
would freak
understand
me
my
out.
question, right?
Yeah, no, it takes a long time for us to understand who we are and what is guiding us. And, you know, you get your butt kicked a little bit when you don't listen. And so eventually you learn, like, just stop asking questions.
Just go with it.
Just go with it. Exactly.
Just go with it. It's
Yeah.
pretty interesting. Is there an email address where anyone can get in contact with you for either services, if they want to have a consultation, if they want to speak to you? just have a reading, and I hate to use the word reading.
No, but it's an accurate term. It is a reading that we have, and there's other spiritual work that we do for people. So if anyone does want to reach me for that, for a private reading, counseling,
Yes,
and or the
counseling.
book and lecturing and that kind of work too, I may be reached at Dowoti Desir at gmail.com. So it's DOWOTIDESIR at gmail.com.
Excellent. So if they have any questions or comments, they could send you an email. And just for on a side note, Dowoti, I'm not Haitian, so please enlighten. Is that a term? Does that mean anything in particular?
The name Dowoti? Yes, it does, in fact. It means in the Greek language, it's related to the name Dorothy, so it's the
Okay.
divine gift. But Dowoti is a Yoruba name as well. And so in Yoruba, Do is someone that you tell your most intimate secrets to. It's someone that you confide in. And so basically, I know where all the dead bodies are.
Very, very interesting. Such a great conversation. I'm really loving this. And for those who don't know, we will have her back again. We're going to have an in-depth conversation, a little more juicy, a little more spicy,
Yes.
but we're not going to give away too much. But it was a pleasure having you on the
Oh,
program.
it's my delight. Thank you so much.
You're
Lydia.
very welcome. And again, you can contact her by email. And of course, pick up a copy of this beautiful, beautiful guide. I don't even want to call it a book. It's more like a guide. Be able to do that. And if you have any questions or comments about the program, send us an email at info@beyondfocusmedia.com. I'm your host, Lydia Patel. Thank you so much for joining us. And as always, we'll be back again next week. Same time, same place. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. Stay with us.